Hello, Missy Heydrich. We welcome back to the 2024 Women's Basketball Big 12 Media Day. We have made it all the way to number 16 of the conference roster. And actually, we leave and we end with the number 1 Big 12 preseason poll, and that would be the Kansas State Wildcats for the first time ever, picked first in the Big 12 preseason poll. Also, the number 13 team in the AP preseason poll. This group was 23-10 a year ago, 13-5 in Big 12 play. Joining head coach Jeff Mittie, that would be redshirt senior center Ioka Lee, senior guard Serena Sundell, and redshirt sophomore guard Zana Walker. Coach, I'll start with you. Turnaround last season, you get your All-American back in the middle. That was the gift, I'm sure, that keeps on giving. A few ups and downs, and you grinded out some wins, some losses, etc. High expectations for this group as you come into this season. How has this team responded, and what have you seen from them so far in these first few official weeks of practice?
Yeah, I don't think it's, everybody always talks about the expectations. We had expectations well before the preseason poll came out. This group, they understand the high expectations in every area of our program, whether that be to excel in the classroom, whether that be to represent K-State well, represent the community well. So those things weren't unique. I think we were excited to be number 1, probably a little surprised. We know the league is extremely talented. We expected to be picked somewhere near the top. But I think, honestly, the minute that poll came out, I don't know how they feel. We talked about it, and then it's pretty much been in the rearview mirror. I don't think we've talked about it until today. We've been asked about it a lot today, but we expected that as well. So I think our practices have been really good at times and probably a little too inconsistent for my taste right now. But we show flashes of really good, which I would expect with this group. This is a veteran group. We are doing some different things, and I think that's where you've seen some inconsistencies come up.
You put yourself in a position to host first and second round games at the NCAA tournament last year in Manhattan. Colorado was just up here talking about that environment. You lose to the Buffaloes. Do you feel like that disappointment has been a motivator for this group moving forward and thinking about what are those other goals that you all want to achieve?
Well, I don't think there's any way that it was disappointing to lose. So I don't think there's any way that you don't come off a year and say, you know what, we want to do better than the year before, especially when you have a veteran group back, So, yeah, there's no question that you go into the offseason saying, okay, we need to work hard. We need to do the things necessary so that we can advance further in the tournament. But I think at the end of the day, the driving force for this group has always been, let's just get better. Let's reach our potential. Let's just get better. Let's put the work in. Let's do the things not just as an individual, but as a team to put ourselves in position to be better every day.
Well, you need veterans to be able to do that, and you've got some sitting right next to you. We're going to start with redshirt senior Ioka Lee, the preseason Big 12 Player of the Year, and also today named to the AP preseason honorable mention All-American squad. Yoki, I say welcome back. I think there were a lot of people in this league that were hoping, I don't think she's going to do it. I don't think she's coming. Maybe she is. Maybe she's not. It was the big question out there amongst folks in Big 12 women's basketball. Did you feel like there was some unfinished business for yourself and maybe with your team? And what really drove this decision for you?
Yeah, absolutely. Unfinished business. We had a great season last year, but there are some things like the Big 12 title and not making it to the second round of the tournament that really, I think, stuck with all of us. So, yeah, there were those. And then another big factor in that was, I've just had such a great experience here at K-State. There's not, I don't think, a lot of college athletes that can be in my position. And, that's just the reality of the athletics world we live in is, there's a transfer portal, and just to be wanted back at K-State and just having the experience I've had, it was just a great option. So.
there's a lot of conversation about how physical and this league is. And you see that every day, every night out, double, triple teams, people hanging on you every time you go to catch or to rebound. Just talk a little bit about how you manage that yourself, but then even heading into this last season, what you have to be prepared for on the floor.
Yeah, it can definitely be frustrating some nights, but I think it just goes back to like controlling what I can control. And I think this last season, I think my teammates just did a great job of finding, areas that they could be successful when, I had like 2 or 3 people on me. So I think that has been, really good and a big area of growth from last season, just continuing to find ways to score, and knowing that, finding more ways will just make me and my teammates more open.
Well, one of those players that stepped up right next to you, senior guard Serena Sandell, a preseason All Big 12 selection. First player in program history with 1,000+ points, 500+ assists, and 50+ blocks. She does a little bit of everything. Serena, they say pressure is a privilege, high rankings, high expectations for this team. As you as a unit, outside of coaches, not in practice, locker room, etc., how have you guys embraced that and looking forward to what you want to accomplish this year?
Yeah, I think I'll second Coach Mitty. We haven't really talked much about it other than in that team meeting and celebrated it for that morning and then went back to work. It was a surprise, but it also kind of validated kind of the talent that we have on this roster and the expectations that I feel like we should have for ourselves, and just seeing how successful we were last year and still feeling like we could have grown and had so much more to accomplish. So, we're excited.
Coaches give players lists in the off season. We got to address this. You got to do this, do this. What was on the list that came from coach for you? What were the things that you focused on for your game in the off season?
One thing that stuck out to me from Coach Mitty this year is just to make the right play. Just understand my reads and make the right play and be decisive while I'm going through that process. I think last year I was indecisive, and then figuring out how to score with Yoki and without Yoki on the court, because she just has so much attention on her. Just being able to find my own shot. And then I think secondly, just kind of that mid-range game. I found a lot of ways to finish at the rim, but I think if I can be a threat in the mid-range, it's going to open up a lot of things for not just me, but my teammates too.
Well, one of those is sitting right next to you, redshirt sophomore guard Zana Walker. She played in all 34 games a year off the bench. Zana, your last year, truly your first one on the floor. Talk a little bit about what you learned about playing in the Big 12, how tough this league is, and what you need to do to be even better heading into this upcoming season.
Like you said, I learned this league is very tough. It's very versatile, too. I think that you can get a lot of different things playing different teams. Everybody's a little bit different, but the physicality, I would say, really stuck out to me of this league. It's very physical, no matter who you're playing. And then each and every night, it's going to be a dogfight. It doesn't matter who the team is, middle of the conference, bottom. It's going to be a fight until the end for sure.
No doubt. For any of our media members out there that have a question, please feel free to raise your hand. We've got one over there on the side, and we will get you a microphone, sir.
This is Sam from Special Olympics, Kansas. And as a representative of Special Olympics, Kansas, how determined are you as a team?
Ioka, I think the question is, how determined are you guys as a team?
Yeah, great question. I think we're really determined. I think last year and just how the year ended kind of left a sour taste in our mouth. And like Coach Mitty said, we just want to get better. And that's kind of our mindset coming in every day in practice. I think we're really determined, and that, just needs to continue to grow as the season gets going.
Well, a lot of pressure that is on, but as we say, pressure is a privilege, and I know you all are ready to respond. We look forward to watching you all throughout the season and back here in Kansas City at the Big 12 tournament.